Welcome, welcome to our store of fabrics. We love it here. It's a little more work, but we'll get used to it. It's just that we need to start a little earlier than typically what we started. Like I said, we'll get used to it. So tonight we're going to have a drawing. Just FYI, we'll have it later on, but just for those of you who, you have to be logged in to enter the drawing. And so you want to maybe log in now, or at least figure out how to log in rather than just watching, because we're going to give away the Series 1100 and the pattern that goes with it. And we're actually not giving it away, but one of your great customers, one of our great friends, is has offered to donate it tonight. So I will say thank you to her. She didn't want name mentioned, but thank you. Okay, we're going to have some fun tonight. Simple summer sewing. So the goal was to keep it simple. And if I get, remember the simple is like straight up. If I start to tilt off simple, you all let me know, okay? But we're going to try to keep it simple. I just had so much fun, really pushing the envelope, pushing the ideas. It was just a lot of fun. So hopefully I can bring something to you. Everything is from the stores. I just copy and bring to you all. So hopefully we'll have some fun and we'll learn a little bit in the process. How's that sound? And as we go along, if there's something that you have questions to that we're talking about, just let me know and we'll address them. All right. It is summertime. Not quite, not officially, but it's getting there. Memorial Day's over. You're legally allowed to wear white, even though we wear white year-round now. But it's a lot of fun. It really is. This is a time of the year where we can really go all out with summer dressing. And I think when we think and when I talk to people about what do you think summer dressing is, everyone says sleeveless, and yet I don't know that I have anything sleeveless up here. Because I wanted to really bring you a different connotation of what summer dressing was, and not maybe shorts and a t-shirt. That was probably summer dressing when we were in high school, but there's really such great ways of summer dressing, and really there's some beautiful ideas and ways to stay cool and things that are really going to be, hopefully, a lot of fun for you all. Okay, so I've got a lot of pictures tonight. We're going to start with pictures because I think it's a good way for you to see kind of what I'm thinking and what I'm going through. And a lot of these, some of them I took, and some of them after I took them, I came back and found them online because they're always better when I don't take them. So let's look at the first. We'll just start going through them. The wrap dress is really big for summer. It's a whole summer thing, really. Because when you think about it, a wrap is not warm. It's just not a warm weather dress. It doesn't mean we don't wear it in the winter. We don't do it in warmer fabrics, but it's a lightweight, cool dress or top that's really meant for summer. The reason I use this photo is I really wanted you to see how poorly this fits. And that one of the reasons it does is that wrap, if you notice, that wrap is trying to go, the wrap itself is trying to go all the way to the side seam. And whenever a wrap goes past the bust point, the body changes directions so many different ways that it just doesn't do it well. So I wanted you to see this. I think for many reasons it's not positive, but I just snapped a picture, and when I first saw it I went, ugh. And I won't even tell you who the designer is. It doesn't matter. It's just, ugh. Anyway, and if you're wrap dresses, be careful. Do your fitting, do the things that look good, and wrap dresses are great for the summer. Okay, let's go on. I came across this because, as y'all know, I love black, as I stand here in black. But I love black. I think it's so versatile. I think it's the #1 color purchased in the stores. It could be because it is the #1 color in the store, but black is just it's a great addition to our wardrobe. And I ran across this saying, it's not really a saying, but this comment, and I thought it was really helpful. Can you wear black in summer? What happens if you wear black summer? So I thought this was really good. Black has something of a bad reputation when it comes to warm weather dressing. And while it does absorb atmospheric heat, it also conducts heat away from your body, meaning it's actually one of the smartest options when it comes to building out your summer wardrobe. So that's not me saying it. I just wanted you to see that it's out there. It is a smart option. It's a great option. It works so well I'm going to give you lots of options. Don't get me wrong. Black is just, I just wanted you to maybe take a little bit of different take on black for summertime. Okay, let's go on. All right, because I wanted to show you this. And this is Acris, this is a Neiman's. Y'all, I don't need to say the prices because y'all can probably see the prices, and I always go, well, what's that cost? It's a lot. It's in the Neiman's upstairs, and when y'all know it's in the Neiman's upstairs, it costs a lot. But this is Acris, and I wanted you to see the black tone on tone because the black is see-through, it's netting, and it's beautiful. And it's, you know, right as you go upstairs, it's on the mannequin, and that means, you know, the whole upstairs now is summertime. So it's really beautiful. It's a really beautiful black for summer. All right, let's go on. This I wanted you to see because a lot in the summertime are done with panels. I'm thrilled every time we get them. I'm always putting them up, but this is really a beautiful thing. It's really just a long panel in the front. It doesn't have to be long. We've got a couple panels, and I was going to make this, and yet we just didn't have enough to where if I made it, we would have enough to purchase. So I decided just to show you the photo instead. But you can see how pretty that is. You can actually build this with a little tank top underneath. What they did is they just had the body underneath, and then those panels are stitched down to the side, are connected at the side. So when you look sideways, you see like a shirt, but from the front you just see the panel. Just really, really beautiful. Very expensive, very elegant. I wanted you to see this because this is white, all white. And it's not just all white when we think of summer. It's really all of any color is very summery. If you went all cream or all, you know, any of those summer colors, it's more about the fabrics and how light the fabrics are. We really want to stick to thinner fabrics, thinner, lighter fabrics, and that will really connotate that summertime for us. My problem with summer is if I dress for the outside, I'm freezing on the inside because the restaurants are so cold or the shopping malls are so cold. Anywhere you go is so cold. So that's why I always think for me, my wardrobe doesn't really change up that much. I still use sleeves. I still use all those things unless I'm literally going like to an outdoor party, and then that's a completely different issue. Okay. I wanted you to see these puff sleeves. These puff sleeves are really big for summer. They were popular this fall, but they've really gone crazy because our lighter fabrics can be gathered more. And so we're seeing a lot of, not just puff, I would call it extreme puff. It's like puff puff. And you know, I mean, there are a lot of sleeves. Like we've got a picture a little bit later. There's a lot of sleeve. And you know, you just have to decide how much sleeve you're comfortable wearing. For me, I don't know that, I want to wear the clothes. I don't want the clothes wearing me. So I just think you want to think about that as we go through. All right. So here, what's something that's really strong for summer is these striped shirts. And we've got a lot of really beautiful shirtings in. There was one in particular, this one was by Michael Kors, and I liked it, but I didn't think it was flattering. I actually tried this one on. This is a perfect example of the shirt wearing me, and I got the smallest size that was possible, and I put it on, and I mean, I was just shirt fabric everywhere. I bet it takes 5 yards of fabric to make that. It's a lot of shirt. So I kept looking, and I came across this next one, and I just fell in love with this. This is Balenciaga. And I mean, I just love this thing, and I guarantee y'all will not love it as much as I do, but I love this shirt. So I want to show it to you, and I want to show how to do it, and let's play a little bit with this. So I really am a little obsessed with these shirts that tie at the waist. I've done a couple of them, but I don't want just a shirt that ties at the waist. I want it to be something different and something unusual, and this is it. When I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, I just love it, I love it, I love it. So there's several ways to do it, and I'll go through it all with you, but basically what happens is in the back, see the shirt is cut longer to where the back actually flips up and ties around the waist. So you figure if this is, you know, 8 inches, you have to cut it 8 inches longer than what you want the blouse to be so that it has room to flip up. And you want to use a shirting. This is, so I started with pattern 600, and we're going to go through all the changes and all the pieces. I started with pattern 600, and this is Balenciaga, and I used 5424. It's like a baby blue shirting. I love the fabric. I think if it's not 100% cotton, it's a high percent because it was just an absolute jewel to sew on. And one of the looks with these shirts is that they're oversized. And I like oversized. I think that fitting is great and it works, But there's a point where oversized is just fun and it's just efficient and it works. But I don't want to go crazy oversized like that shirt I tried on with Michael Kors. I mean, it was like, I don't know, it was a lot. So what this is this flips up, and then there's long tails on the side. I'm going to undo all this for you so that you can see all the parts. Okay, so how this caught my eye is not that it was on the mannequin, but it was actually hanging on a hanger. And so I know you can't see this, but literally those tails, the ties in the front, they're all the way touching the floor. So I went over to it and I thought, what the heck is this? And the sales girl came around and asked me if I could help anything. I said, yeah, you can explain what this is or how it works. And she did. She kind of put it on a little bit and showed me how it flips up and then how these come around and tie in the front. It's like the most adorable little shirt ever. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love this. So I decided, remember this is simple summer sewing. You don't need any buttons down the front. I mean, unless you just wanted to wear it by itself, but I put on like a little white shirt underneath. So no buttons, no buttonholes, it's not necessary. When it ties, it keeps it closed. And then I did a kimono sleeve, also simple summer sewing. What's the difference if you're gonna have a really oversized shirt? This is not really oversized, but if you're gonna have an oversized shirt, why do a set-in sleeve? That's just more work. And why do a cuff? Why do all that work? So as I went through each of these that I decided to do, I wanted to strip away what took time and leave what was critical to where it became something that we really liked. It still has a bust dart. I didn't take that away, but I want to show you kind of how it works. So if we look at this next picture, that's a real close-up, and what I want you to see is you can start to see where the back flips to the front. I've done all the pattern work for you. I'm going to show you, but that's where you start to see. And if you'll notice that picture with that circle, if you'll put that back up for just 1 second, see how it's hemmed. If you look real close, you can see where you're actually not seeing the hem on one part, but then you're seeing the hem, which you have to do. So the way it's done is just a shirt tail hem, and it shows on one side and it doesn't show on the other side. And so all of that is just accepted, and it's adorable. I just think this shirt is so cute. I just absolutely love it. And like I said, we've got great shirting, so this is a home run for you all. The original shirt, Benjamin, how much is that price up there? I know I said I wouldn't say prices, but can you see it? Oh, I mean, this thing is expensive. Balenciaga, you can just Google it. I mean, there's sometimes when I look at the prices and I'm just like stunned, like, wow, that's just, how much? $1,350? Yeah, see, that's just, how can a cotton shirt cost $1,350? But it's a great shirt, you guys, and just think if you couldn't sew, I bet you'd buy it, right? No, but just think if you're going to a weekend away and you want something really great and really different. I didn't put the pocket on. It does have a pocket, and on the pocket is embroidered Balenciaga, but you guys have embroidery machines. You could even do that if you wanted to. You can embroider the name and put a pocket on, but anyway, I love this. I hope you like it as much as I do. Okay, let's go over the pieces, and let's just look at the pieces. All right, so the next picture there, yeah, now I did not draw these to scale, but I've given you indicators as to how much you add and where you add it, okay? And some of this will fluctuate a little bit based on how tall you are. But if you will, you can always do it too long, and then if it's too long, you can just cut it off, and without a big deal. So the first thing I did is I made that kimono sleeve, and if you just, I don't even need to go through this because that picture is pretty darn good. You put the sleeve in half, and you do the same thing to the front as you do to the back. And what I did is I labeled the sides of the sleeve with A, B, C, D, and then where you put it on the bodice. And notice at the top where you lap it, and notice at the bottom where you leave a little gap, and then you create the little underarm circles. You shape that underarm, and that's all, when you do this underarm, that's all design. But you want to do it minimally. The more you do it, the more kind of fluff you'll have underneath your arm. So it's kind of up to you as to how much. You've seen styles where they go straight from here to here. But again, that's up to you. But I wanted you to see just how to do it, and that kind of shows the parts. And then when you're adding, you can see that when you add to the front and the back, you add enough to come back up, like I added 10 inches. But for the ties, you're going to have those big old long things. You're adding another 18 inches. So that's 28 inches from the bottom of the shirt to the tie. And then you can see that when you sew the side seam, it makes that wide tie. So when I undo this, this tie has some belongs to the front and some belongs to the back. Here's your side seam. It goes all the way here. Now when I did mine originally, I did not add enough length. So I added additional, but these numbers here are so you can do it all in one piece. I actually think it was better to do it the way I did it because it's going to take up a massive amount of fabrics. You need an extra yard to do this, whatever your fabric calls for. But if you try to do it in one piece, you'll probably need an extra 2 yards because these ties are so long. And you're trying to do all that in one piece. Cute, too cute. All right, and if you have any questions, just let me know. All right, we'll tie her back up and send her out. And of course, I paired this with my white jeans because I just thought, you know, again, white on white, white base, and then the little top, the little t-shirt on top. Cute, 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 cute. Okay. Did you go up in size or change the sleeve? So definitely don't go up in size. I mean, because, well, I shouldn't say definitely. It's your shirt. You have to do what you want. But I didn't want my oversized to be that oversized. My regular shirt, I'm already doing a kimono sleeve, and that kimono sleeve gives a feeling of being less, and I'm not doing any bust darts. I'm tying at the waist. To me, that was enough. I know kind of that if I go up too much in size, I won't like it. It's just too sloppy. You know, and regardless, if you go back to that Balenciaga, it was at Neiman Marcus, and if you look, you know, like the girl's got the shirt on and the collar's hanging halfway down her back. It's real loose. It's real big. And you know that I love the look, it's just not for me. But so I have to tighten it up a little bit when I go to do oversized. I can do oversized, it can look oversized, but I have my limits as to how much that is. Okay. Okay. How wide are the ties at the bottom? I did them 6 inches from top to bottom. So 3 inches when I did that addition down the bottom, down the side, I brought it in to 3 inches on each side, so that it was a 6-inch wide tie when you finished. And as far as shaping at the bottom, it doesn't make a difference. You could do it round. I did an angle. I just felt like it was, I don't know, a little more flattering to have a little angle there. How long the ties are, again, what I would do is go ahead and make them long, and then once you tie it, just cut them off what you don't want. Or in my case, because I made them too short, I just made the tie and then I added the length I wanted them to be. Okay? It's fun. It's just fun. Are there buttons and buttonholes? No, not on this. I didn't do any buttons and buttonholes at all. I'm going to wear this little white shirt underneath it or something else. I mean, it's great with white jeans. It's great with denim. A black t-shirt, you know, anything underneath. But I wanted it to have that open feel. So I didn't do any buttons, no buttonholes. Okay? Okay. Are we good? All right. I love that shirt. That was fun. Okay, so then I'm strolling along at Neiman's, and the next picture is that I see is this. And it's ridiculous to say prices, but I mean, I'm telling you, and I've shopped at Neiman's, y'all. Come on, I've shopped at Neiman's for 30 years. These prices still, they shock me every time I see them. You know, this is Versace. And because it's Versace, I'm sure it's worth every dime of it because it says Versace on that little scarf right there. That scarf is Versace's, you know, brand. It's their label, their logo. Everybody knows if you have that on, or everyone who cares, that it's Versace. I think it was $2,000. And it's a t-shirt, just FYI. It's a t-shirt. But I loved this, and the reason I love it, I think, is because it's kind of like a scarf, like the old halter tops we used to wear, except it had, and we're going to go over and look at this, except it has a t-shirt underneath, but it's actually attached to the t-shirt. It's so cool. I just thought this was amazing. It was on a mannequin. I feel bad about this even now. I had them take it off the mannequin so I could try it on, and I'm sure they thought I was going to buy it for $2,000, and they only had one, because I wouldn't have had him take it off the mannequin otherwise. But this is really fun. So what I did is I took this beautiful black knit. We have a beautiful black knit. It's that 5457. We have several, but 5457 is the one I used. And I used pattern number 195 because that's all it was, 195. I did notice when I tried it on that the shirt itself was long and the sleeves were really long. So on mine, I cut the sleeves long and I cut the shirt long. I added like 6 inches to the bottom. Okay, so 195 sweater set is what we're going after here. Okay, then this scarf thing, this is just fun. I mean, I had more fun playing with this. I liked it. I really liked the whole idea because really you could change this up so much. Like you could change up the color of the knit. You could make it more like skin color. There's so many fun things you could do with this. But the goal is obviously to tie it and have it come around like a halter. Okay, so where it's attached is literally just like from here to here. And how did I do that? I just literally stitched it on, just like they did at the store. Because I examined it very closely in the dressing room. Okay, so what I did with this is I took 1 yard of fabric, literally 1 yard. This is sheer 5382. You could do a panel. There's so many things you could do with this. But I loved this fabric. I've loved it ever since it came in. And so I thought this would be really fun. Now, what I did is when you take a yard of fabric, I folded it lengthwise to be a triangle. It doesn't fold exactly as a triangle, but that was even better because I started, as I played with it, I loved this whole asymmetric look. So if you'll notice though, when you fold it in a triangle, it's the longest way possible, and that's what gave me the ties to go around the back. In the photo that I showed you, the ties like go all the way down to her knees. That didn't interest me. That's like too much almost. But when I did a yard and I did it corner to corner and folded it in half, it gave some really cool asymmetric lines. So that's what I did. I made the t-shirt. Then I took the yard and I just finished the whole thing off with a rolled hem, like all the way around, all 4 edges, folded it, I put it on, and I tied it. So you talk about drape. This is draping. This was fun. And I love this shirt on. You know, it's so weird how sometimes I have a hard time deciding what I'm going to wear because I think you should see this on, but it's so cute. So what I did then, if you notice the real one, it came to the waist. And that on me, for some reason, it just felt like it was too short. I didn't like it. It was too long. So when I folded this triangularly, it started giving me angles, and I loved the angles. But it was too long, and so then I just started pinching it up, and I started stitching. I started just putting pins and stitching. And if you see underneath here is where all your work is going on, which was the real one too. Underneath, there's 2 layers, and underneath, they had like pleats. So that's obviously where I got the idea. I didn't make all this up. Anyway, but if you lift this up, you can take and pull this and do all kinds of stuff with it. And then this comes back over it. So it's just fun to play with. And it's really, I don't know, I hope y'all like it or don't think I'm crazy, but I just had a lot of fun. So mine almost has like little pleating here, and I just stitch this down, and then it's real asymmetric all the way, and then it still ties in the back. And the thing they showed this with in the store is they had it with a pair of pants that was black, same fabric, the black knit, but they were Capris. They were so cute. And I know that sometimes that's hard to visualize, but they were really, really cute. A pair of little, it looked so summery, even though it's black and even though it's tone on tone black, but it just looked great. It just looked great. Maybe if you search for, they'll have different photos of it and you can see. It was just a really fun idea. Okay. Why not make the scarf detachable? Then you could change the scarf. You could, but you know, when I was draping this, it doesn't stay up. Just FYI. When you go to put that scarf on, the t-shirt, it slid. So you can, it's your garment, and you know, you can if you want to make it that way. but I just loved how it was connected. At first, the only thought I had was, I swear I'm going to go back to Neiman's every week to see if this thing sells, because they only had one, and I just want to see if somebody pays $2,000 for this little t-shirt. But it was cool. It really was pretty cool. Okay, any questions for that? Okay, let's go on with our pictures. We got a lot more and I'm talking too much, sorry. Okay, so then leopard. Leopard is all over the place. It's really popular. We love it. Do we love it? So I love leopard, and we had this leopard fabric. And then leopard collided with, look at this next picture, this jacket. I fell in love with this jacket. In case you don't know, it is exactly, I swear, like stitch to stitch, 920, Milano's jacket. So I decided to collide my leopard with my jacket, and here we go. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely love this jacket. You know, it's kind of a little safari with this pleat here, little gathers. I know you can't see it, but the bottom of the jacket is longer than the front of the jacket. It goes down. Oh, I love this jacket. The sleeves are just rolled up. So the pattern itself actually has snaps. So it has a zipper that goes up the front and then the little zipper cover. And then it has snaps. And again, because I was doing easy summer sewing, I wanted to just see, you don't have to do all the snaps. You don't have to do the pockets. You don't have to do the hood. There's probably another, this took me about maybe 2 hours to make. There's an easy another 2 hours by doing the little zipper and the hood and the pockets and the zippers. You know, you can make it very detailed. But with the leopard, it didn't need to be. And the one that I saw at Neiman's, you can see there's no pockets on. I can't remember, but I don't think there was pockets on that one. And because I thought that was so cute, it's a jacket, but you can see it's just all kind of cinched up, gathered at the waist. You could have ties. You could have all different things, but that is 920, and it was so close. I thought, oh, I'm going to combine these two. I'm going to combine the leopard, and I think I'm not supposed to have favorites. I know that, but I think this is my favorite. Absolutely love this jacket. It's so cute on. And you know, I did it with a cowl underneath, $5.50 the cowl, because you could do it so many different ways, but I just love that jacket. Okay. Okay, could you lift the one with this scarf up to see the entire thing? Yeah. All right, Mr. Camera Guy, let's lift up. We ready? So here's layer number 1. So you can see I just took little gathers and I stitched them. I kind of put them with a pin. And then if you take this up, you can see that that's just the t-shirt. The t-shirt, this is just $195. So I made $195 just as it is. I completely finished it, hemmed it, neckline, everything. Finished it. And then I just started wrapping the scarf on, and then I just started pinning it. You know, you could take little I've already said that. You could do fun. It's all kinds of fun stuff. I love it. Okay. Oh, show the second layer? What are you all looking for? That's so interesting. I guess though, when I was at the store and I was looking at the Versace, I was peeling it apart. I was checking out all the layers and what they did, and I was really surprised at how much was under the top layer, how much gathers and how many layers and stuff, because in the back, the reason being is you have this full scarf and it has to come from somewhere, and yet it's shorter in the front. So that's how they did it. They just pleated it all up underneath that front layer, and then it lent itself to having all this fullness back in here, because you want it to be nice and pretty back here. You don't want it to be skimpy. Yeah, I love that idea. I got to go to an outdoor concert or something where I can wear that. Okay, let's do next picture. All right, so this was just a cool sleeve. I liked this. I used $195 to do it. Very simple to do. You just want to make sure that your, your sleeve is the fabric, I'm sorry. This one is 54.67. We just put it up this morning. And the gold fabric is 54.68. We just put that up this morning too. Love this fabric. Beautiful to sew with. So what I did is you want to sew in the beginning. So I did 2 inches at the beginning, and then I did a 3-inch split, and then 1 1/4, and then 3 inches and 1 1/4. You know, I just did those intervals all the way down. And my arm's a little bigger than what hers is. When it's on, it just pulls slightly. So basically, you're just going to cut the seam in half, cut the sleeve in half, add seam allowance, and sew it back. You don't need to change the size of the sleeve because, you know, when you have a sleeve on that's knit, it probably pulls a little bit, and you only need a little bit of pull to create this effect. It doesn't have to pull a lot to show. It just, I thought it was really cute. They did one up here. I didn't. I decided to do it just on the sleeve, and then I lengthened the body just a little bit. And for me, I can actually wear this with this. It's cute. It's really cute together. So that was just fun. That was easy and fun, and we had done sleeves, so I kind of felt like I was cheating by doing the sleeve, but I saw that sleeve and I really liked it. Let's do a giveaway, can we? Okay. So this giveaway is for series 1100, and when we're filming the end of this month, we're going to do a sew along. We're going to do all kinds of things for fundraisers, you guys, because we need fundraising. We need help. So far we've done really well. We've already started, and it's been terrific. We have the pattern already done. I mean, we won't ship it until January. But that pattern is that reversible cardigan. It's $8.22. It's only on the Fit to Stitch site. It's not on Silhouette Patterns yet. But if you click on Be a Supporter, you can see the pattern, the front and back. It's a dual. It's 2 layers. I love this top. It's 2 layers, but there's 2 layers of 2 different colors. So the front is 2 layers with 2 different necklines. So you see the 2 layers, and then the cardigan is reversible. So it actually is 2 outfits that you can wear, because you can wear the cardigan either way, and the t-shirt has both colors in it. So all the sewing methods of doing that reversible are included. It's just adorable. That's the pattern. So if you order the series now, that's free. We're going to give away the series tonight, and the pattern will come with it, because everything that's bought now and through the end of June comes with the free pattern. Okay, so you get that free. Okay. So the keyword, so this is for only people who are watching it live, you guys. If you're watching it, the taped version, and you punch in this code, it's not going to work. We've already given it away. So the keyword is 11, and you have to spell it out. E-L-E, how do you spell 11? E-L-E-V-E-N, 11. Six letters. How about that? There's not 11 letters. There's only 6 letters. The code is 11. All small letters. You don't need to capitalize, and you only enter once, you guys. If you enter more than once, it'll kick you out. So E-L-E-V-E-N, 11, and we'll wait a few minutes, and then we'll tell you a winner. Now, keep in mind, if you win, you don't win it. You don't get anything until January. We'll just make sure that we put you in, and that we put your name and address. So you'll still have to email me, and then when it comes out, we'll mail you not only the DVD series, but we'll mail you the pattern along with it. So see, that's a really good deal, and there's no additional shipping. It's $59.99, and it really helps. Like you guys know this, I've told you this before, I don't take a salary from Fit to Stitch. I'm like an unpaid host. They say that that you're not worth a salary. If you don't get paid, you're not worth a salary, and so I have to keep reminding myself of that. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead on to the next picture. Oh, how do you log in? Oh yeah, you have to go in through YouTube. I think in order to log in, it has nothing to do with Silhouette Patterns, but you have to go in and log in through YouTube. And then I do believe you have to be a subscriber, don't you? Do you know if you have? I think you have to be a subscriber to our channel. So this is not trying to get you to subscribe. It doesn't matter to us, to be honest. But I think in order to log in, you do have to be a subscriber. Okay? They want to track who you are, where you're with, what you're doing, all that stuff. Okay, so let's wait a minute, and we'll do the next picture, if you don't mind. Okay, yep, here we go. So I didn't make this, but I wanted you to see this because, sorry, I'm going to ask you the price. Do you mind? One more time. Maybe I just asked the prices because I am stunned. Yes, this is a pair of jeans, $590. And the only thing that they have on these jeans is that little wrap. I think they're adorable. I think they're very cute. But you can do this, and all you need is the idea, and it's just sewn into the side seam on one side, and then it's just a longer, the other side is long at the waist. And it's just a fringe and a little wrap. You don't, if you did it out of a knit, you could fringe it yourself, or you could leave the fringe off. I think it's really cute. I don't know that I'd pay $600 for it, but that's what Neiman's is for ideas, right? My son and I, Memorial Day, we went to this very expensive furniture store, and we both sat there and thought, man, the ideas are amazing. They really are super good ideas, but you can do them for so much less. So I felt just like what I do to Neiman's. I'm taking ideas from all these places you go, but it's wonderful. Okay, so let's go to the next picture. And one thing that connotates summer is printed bottoms. Printed bottoms. So we're going to go back over to this one. We're going to do some printed bottoms, because printed bottoms are so much fun. And you think about it, it's definitely summertime. You don't do printed bottoms in the winter. Typically, no. I mean, sometimes a plaid or sometimes like that, but not really a printed bottom. So we're going to do a printed bottom. We're going to bring this up because the coolest thing about little pants for summertime is little capris. They're just so much fun to do little capris. And so if you look at the next picture, I went and searched for different color yoga pants because we had this fabric. This is 100% cotton. So it's wonderful for summertime. 100% cotton. It has stretch in both directions. And it's just great to make a little pair of capris. So that's what I did. 3,400. And I didn't change the leg. I just cut it off, like, 8 inches shorter. And the reason I did that is because this little flare here is really stylish right now. So let it flare. They're so cute on. Just don't, you don't have to taper them. You don't have to do anything. Just cut them off as short as you want them. And it should be like halfway between the knee and the ankle. If you take that pattern and just flip it up halfway between the knee and the ankle, that's a great length. And they're just cute. And they don't take any time at all to make. So they're just fun. And these were expensive. You can save yourself a lot of money. It took me a yard to do these. You might take 2 yards. Either way, you're still saving a bunch. And it's a good thing. This fabric is $53.91, 100% cotton. Perfect. Perfect. I was going to say for the denim, we have a denim that's nice. It's not like a denim. It's like a fabric denim. It's pretty. It's very nice. $53.50. Just kind of check that out. And then the $52.16 I thought would be cute to do a little lace. Instead of doing the fringe, I thought it'd be fun to do the little lace wrap. And we could make it to where you could take it off. You wouldn't have to leave it on all the time. You could take it off and go from there. Okay, so here's our jeans, $3,300. And then our capris were $3,400, the yoga pant. Oh, we're ready for the giveaway? Did somebody actually win? Elizabeth?
Yeah.
I can't see it.
Elizabeth Anderson.
Elizabeth Anderson is the winner. Elizabeth, thanks for watching. And Elizabeth, if you will shoot me an email, congratulations. Just let me know name and address and everything, and that you won the Series 11. Isn't that exciting? You won Series 11. That's pretty cool. We'll send it to you. You just have to wait till January, till we get them all out. And you guys, I got in trouble last year. Should I tell you all what I got in trouble for? So PBS has what they call tech checks. And these tech checks, I mean, they're really slow. You can't tell anybody I said that, but they're really slow. They're supposed to happen in December. And I think, because of COVID and everything, everybody's behind, it seems like, in everything. So they're supposed to happen in December. And by January 1, we're supposed to be able to send out the DVDs. Well, these tech checks, we could not get approval. We could not get approval. We could not get approval. And I thought, oh, it's no big deal. I'm just going to send them anyway. So I did, because you all kept asking me, when's the DVD coming out? When's the DVD coming out? So I thought, oh, we'll just send them. They'll not know. Well, there was a mistake. There was a mistake. So on I think it's one of the show number 3, I don't know, 3 minutes in, there's a title that comes up, and the title is spelled wrong. So I didn't even list it. I didn't even announce it. It's wrong. I wasn't going to redo all of those. I mean, we're talking major amounts of money. So It'll go down in the record that on Series 10 there's an error, but I'm not going to ship Series 11 until I get okay on that tech check. They always tell me they'll have it done in December, we can be ready to ship in January, but they didn't. And so what was happening is there's stations in Washington and Oregon and California, and they were showing the series. And so I was getting like zillions of emails, where's my series? And I was like, I don't have an okay from PBS to ship it yet. And I think y'all thought I was lying, but I did not have approval from PBS to send the series out, and even though they were showing it. So they must have been showing it with the errors, the only thing I can come up with, because we actually had to go back and change the master once we got word that there was a mistake. Once we got back from APT. APT switched it and everything else, but we had to change the master. So just FYI, I cannot send it. I say January 1 because that's what they tell me, but sometimes it gets delayed because I have to have that tech check. I have to have the okay from PBS. The pattern's already done. We're not worried about that. Okay, so let's keep talking. So why aren't the stripes matched at the center front link? Okay, wait, what now? Why aren't the stripes matched at the center front? Oh, go back to the example. Let's see what they're talking about. They are matched, actually. So that's a really good question, you guys, just so you don't know. No, she's talking about this one. So whenever you have a plaid like this with the body, you can't match both directions. You can't match vertically and horizontally. You just go for the horizontal. So let me show you like kind of a good example in this. If you look here, you can see that they match this way, but they can't match this way because the seam is not straight. So you can't match both directions, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And when you have a little check like this and it changes colors, see, can you see that you can start off trying to match, but it's going to change. It can't match all the way. So you have to kind of look past that. And then in the front, I'm going to put that down. In the front, you have an angle to the body. The center front is not straight and the center back is not straight. So for me, like when I wear pants like this, and I love these yoga pants, I put them on earlier today, I just wear like a long shirt that goes over. And a lot of times in yoga wear, I mean, I see that those checks seem like they're going everywhere, but they're matched as best they can. And so just lay out the bottom is what I do. I put the bottom at the same place and then the rest of it works. And then match the waistband. But other than that, it's all you can do. Okay? Okay, good question though. All right, so let's go to the next picture. And I wanted to look at shearing because there's a lot of shearing that's going on right now. And some is a little bit and some is a whole lot. Shearing for the body and gathers for the sleeves. Those two things seem to go together quite a lot. So this example here, I wanted to show this to you because you see how voluminous that shirt, those sleeves are. That's a whole bunch of fabric. And for me, when I put something on like that, I just feel like, when I said earlier, it's wearing me, I'm not wearing it. And so I don't care for that. But what I do like about sewing is I can control how much I want to do on that. So let's go to the next picture, please. And this, I like this much better. Still, the sleeves to me are way, way too much, but I still really like it a lot better. And I love the shearing in the body. So I did that to this. I'm going to show you this fabric. So this, I took fabric 4222. I'm sorry, I took pattern. I love this new pattern. I've made it many, many times. I mean, I just love it. It's knit, but I love this fabric, 5417. And what I love about shearing is you can take a woven and make it stretchy, which is exactly what I did. So this particular pattern has a bodice front and a bodice back. And so what I did is I sheared the bodice front and bodice back, okay? So you're just gonna cut, the math is really simple. Like you actually know the math, you just have to think it through. So for instance, the size that I took it was 18 inches. The pattern itself was 18 inches. So I just took a piece of fabric that was the same length, because you don't need, it's not stretching in length, it's only stretching in width. And I did 18 inches times 1 and 1.5, and 18 and 9 is 27. I did 30. So I did 30 inches, and then I did 20 inches long of my cording. We have this cording, you guys, it's pretty cool. And actually the cording is, it's under notions, garment notions. So I cut this to be 20 inches long, and so what I could do, the reason I'm telling you that, is I could start stitching, and I did them every inch. You see my shearing? I did 1 inch width. I've seen ½ inch, but to me ½ inch looks a little more juvenile. I like the 1 inch. And so I just pulled, you're on a zigzag and you're on the back of the fabric. And I mean, I was in love with this fabric. I love this fabric. It's a burnout. I told you, it's 5417. You're just starting at the edge, you're pulling it, and because if you cut the elastic in proportion to the 1 to 1.5 that you want the shearing to be, you'll end up with it pulling nicely. Now, some of the rows I pulled the elastic harder. It wasn't a big deal. The whole thing went along. Now, I had a seam, so at the bottom, all I did was the front and the back, okay? And then at the bottom, this has a skirt. You know, it has 8 panels. It has 4 in the front and 4 in the back. And see, I wanted to wear it with jeans, so the whole reason I didn't want to dress, I wanted it to just really be more casual. So because the panels have to be a little bit bigger too, at the bottom of the panel, I just cut it straight up. So these are actually rectangular, all 8 of them. That gave me enough room to connect to the waist, and that gave me extra at the bottom. So it's just really easy. And then I did it sleeveless, and then I decided to do George's wrap over the top, because this George's wrap could go with other stuff, okay? Okay, so this shearing was really fun. It took me about an hour to do the front, and what you're doing is you're shearing the fabric, and then you're laying the pattern piece on top. Because I still have my bust darts in here, so the shearing really fits well. It really fits well. Like, I really like this. I really like this. It's so cute. Anyway, guess I shouldn't say that about stuff I make on me, huh? But I really like it. You know, some things you put on, you say, nope, that doesn't work. But I really like this. Okay, so think about shearing. It's really easy to do. You've got this elastic cording. I use 10 yards for the front, and it comes 10 yards is like $5. So I cut 10 yards, and I used it for the front, and then I cut 10 yards, and I used it for the back. I could have done a sleeve and not done this. I could have just done a sheared sleeve and used done the whole thing, or you could do a short sleeve, or you could do a woven sleeve. There's so many fun options. But the shearing was really fun. It was just, you know, put a little zigzag and just pull it and just go. And it was easy. I thought it would be harder. It wasn't. It was really fun. Okay, questions? How are we doing? So that's 422 and that's 90. And see, we got through all of our patterns. That means that I don't have anything else to say. All right. The top you are wearing, please. Can you take off the cover of the top? I can if I take my mic off. See, every week I have this microphone I have to wear now. So we thought this would be really smart if I wore a top that the microphone had to play into. There we go. Oh, I look so young. Oh, I just really like it, you guys. This is George's top. You can choose what side you like. So I just really like that top. Isn't that fun? And then it holds my microphone in place. Please explain the shearing again. It is hard to see the shearing. That's because, can you come in really close on that? It's because it's just tone, you know, it's tone on tone. Did you do several rows of shearing? I did. Keep come in as close as you can so they can see that shearing. So you guys, I did every inch is sheared. I know you can't see it, but see there's just 1 inch between each row all the way up. Isn't that cute? I love it. See my dart? You can see the dart. So I just took, like I said, the length of the pattern plus 40 inches. And you know what I like about it? It isn't even that I like, my microphone's down here, sorry you guys. I don't think it's even that what I noticed I love about the shearing is the texture. I just love the texture. So you're right, when you're looking at it, you don't really see the texture on me, but yet if you were in person, you do see that texture, and that texture is so pretty, that change of texture to where this is see-through, and this is not, and then this is see-through again. So it's just a really fun combination. I really like it. Okay, so the shearing, let's say if my piece was 18 inches long, roughly, you're going to have 16 rows of elastic. So you'll start at the top, 1 inch down, anchor this in, you zigzag it, and then pull this all the way to the other end of the cloth. So remember, my cloth was 40 inches long for my size. The elastic's only 20. So you pull it, and then you do the next row, 1 inch down. Then the next row, 1 inch down. You just keep going zigzagging, you're just zigzagging this big square. And then once you've sheared the whole square, it's kind of a rectangle, you lay your pattern piece down on it and just cut out your pattern with it all sheared. So it's really fun. It's really easy. Is the Geo dress a dropped waist dress? No, I don't know. I mean, it does look dropped from here, but it's not. It's really actually not a dropped waist. It comes just to my waist. I guess it depends on how tall you are, but it just comes to my waist. You could make it longer though if you wanted to. It wouldn't be a big deal. Is the shearing done when you sew the bust darts? The shearing is already done, and then you sew the bust darts. Yes. There's no other way to do it because the darts get sheared. Otherwise, you know, you'd have this dart that was, anyway, yeah. So do your shearing first, just treat it like a flat piece of fabric, and then sew your darts in the front. And the back doesn't have any. Okay? Did you say that you cut out the pattern after you did the shearing? Yes. Do your shearing first. You just use your pattern to estimate how long the fabric, you don't want to shear any more than you have to. At least I didn't want to. So use your pattern to tell you like how long, and then go 1.5 times the width. So my pattern size, it was 18 inches from side seam to side seam. So I did my fabric 40, and by the time I sheared up that 40 and folded it in half, I could cut my center front on the fold and lay it all down. Okay? When you cut the darts, does it mess up the elastic? You didn't cut the darts. This dart on here is not cutting the darts. But no, actually, even when I serged, so after it was done, I serged everything together, it didn't mess up the elastic. Because the elastic's held in place, all those zigzag stitches. It's pretty much in there. Like, I played with it. It was fun. After it was made, like, it was fun and pretty, and it was lovely. It's fun. No, they're pretty anchored in. You know, I did a zigzag all the way through. And I did a zigzag on like a 4 stitch length, because there's no reason for them to be really tight. There's plenty of stitches going from 40 inches all the way from edge to edge. So it happens nicely. You stitch on the elastic so the elastic stays stretched? Yes. Well, no, you stitch on the elastic, but it doesn't stay stretched. It retracts. It just takes the fabric with it. That's what the shearing is when these little strips, you know, retract. They take the fabric with it. The fabric is, this fabric, 5417, this is a really light burnout. It's really lightweight, and it's a burnout. So it easily goes with it, and it's really pretty. I know y'all can't really see it, but boy, is it pretty. It's very pretty. Did you answer this one? Oh, when you cut the darts, does it mess up the elastic? You don't cut the darts. But even if you did, it doesn't mess up the elastic. All right. All right, anything else? You stitch the elastic on, No, it doesn't. We've answered that. It's okay. You guys, we are going to have, while he's figuring out questions, because there are so many questions coming in at one time, we're having a sew-along this Saturday. This Saturday is sew-along. We're going to sew along 514, the 4-way tank top. We're going to do it with the 4 pieces. It's going to be fun. The 4 pieces. So those And we're just going to give you some really fun ideas to do those 4 pieces with. The back's going to be knit. It's going to be fun. All right, so you got to join us for a sew along. Did you really need the dart with all that shearing to get better fit? Yeah. Yeah, you can put on a sheared top and the armhole can gap. Shearing doesn't stop gapping. I mean, you know that. I know you asked the question, but you actually know that when you think about it, because shearing is just circumference. So I could take something, circumference isn't depth. So yeah, actually you did. How was your anniversary party? Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I wish all the ladies were here to tell you how much fun it was. We had a wonderful time. Matthew did the piano. We had a great time. And you guys, look, if we plan the next one, we had a lady flew up from San Antonio, a lady came in from Ohio, Indiana, I think. Anyway, people coming in from all over, you guys. First Saturday in December, we'll have our Christmas party. Come on down. I think it was more fun than the first party, personally. We had just gotten in fabrics the night before. It was fun. It was just fun. We just had a good time. Did you stitch through the elastic? I didn't even notice. Just zigzag. If it stitches through it, fine. If it doesn't, it will retract either way. It doesn't have to be perfect. Is the elastic tunneled into the zigzag so no stitching pierces the elastic? Okay, y'all are getting way too detailed. It doesn't need to be that deep. It doesn't matter. Just pull, stitch, stretch. You'll see it retracts. I'm not sure how. Didn't really notice, but I guarantee you I hit the elastic. Promise. And it doesn't come out. It stays. But the elastic is super duper strong, so it comes back. All right? Okay, anything else? Just try it. You'll see that it's really, really simple. Just try it and you'll see how it goes back. Are we good? It's 9:01. You guys, we got all the questions answered. You're ready? My whole bevy of women here are all ready to go to the parties. We have to go out and party tonight. They're all ready and dressed. Thank you all for being here. It's so enjoyable. I was thinking earlier today how much fun it is to just play, especially when I was doing this particular top. You know, I don't know that I'd do it for me, but because I have a webcast and I want to show you all new ideas, I do it for you all. But I love the process. It's just really a lot of fun. So thank you all for being here so I can play. I really appreciate it. We'll see you Saturday. We'll have a little fundraiser for PBS. And thanks for watching. Happy sewing from Silhouette Patterns. Bye for now.